Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
Maybe there were days and even weeks where nobody reached out. Mm-hmm. But my brain is not looking at that. Right. My brain is focused on that one text or that few DMs, or that one paid client.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal growth, visibility, and profit for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice in business, you're in the right place. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marta Spurk, and I'm your host, empowerment coach, visibility and marketing expert, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode. Hi, Zil. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, my goodness. Hi, Martha. So happy to be here today.
Yes, me too. So quick backstory before I have Zil introduce herself. We've known each other for going on 3 years now, I think, because we connected right before the pandemic, or I think before, I don't know, somewhere along those lines, or the year before the pandemic. I don't know. Maybe it's been even 4 years, but it's been a long time. We met through a mutual friend. You were just starting to contemplate the idea of becoming a life coach and wondering if this was even a feasible idea. Then you joined the Empowered Woman School and you've been flying high, doing all the things, growing your business amazingly. So I'm super excited to have you share your story because it's an amazing story being a fellow Brazilian. So I'll make sure and have you talk about that. Having an entrepreneurial background, growing up in a family of entrepreneurs, right? Oh my gosh, there's so much richness there. And I'm so grateful for us to get to do this. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a pleasure to be in your company. I think it's been about 3 years, but my memory might be off here as well. So I am now a coach for coaches. I help coaches who are starting their businesses or who want to grow their businesses. And I help them to gain the confidence they need to keep going or to even get started. Mm-hmm. I found that a lot of people, they even have, the blueprint of, a successful coaching program. But when they try to apply those things, they find that they have not become the person who can truly do those things. So it's not truly the how, but it's the who you are and who you are becoming. So that's what I'm doing now. But as you said, I grew up in Brazil. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I remember selling shoes at the age of 5. Wow. And had my first, own brick and mortar store at 16. Wow. That was also my first year of college, into my business degree. So at 16, I was, running my own business and doing my first year of college. Mm-hmm. And looking back, I was like, gosh, I was a baby, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. And all of this has led to, what I'm doing today and who I am today.
I love it. Oh, such a rich story. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit more and talk about some specific aspects of your personality that you have noticed from a young age. And I know entrepreneurship and being very driven is a part of that, and that has manifested itself through your personal journey, through your entrepreneurial journey. Because I know for a fact that there's nothing like marriage, having children, and building a business to show you who you truly are, right? To have that encounter with yourself and get a really close-up look in the mirror, because it brings up so many insecurities. It really teaches us how to deal with life. It's when we encounter challenges. So tell us more about the things that you've noticed about yourself through the years and your personality.
Yes, sure. So I am super driven and a self-starter, right? So it wasn't ever hard to do things and things that people thought, this is impossible. I was like, so not, right? Just get started, you figure it out. So I had years of that up to the time I had kids. So when I have 3 kids and my oldest is 15, so 15, 14, and 11. And when I got pregnant with my oldest, I was in corporate. So I was working in corporate world. I was doing really well, actually. I had received a huge promotion back then. And yes, I thought like that was the pivotal time of my life where, everything was so beautiful. And I decided to stop and to be a stay-at-home mom. So I went from all of those years of high achievements into, okay, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. And we moved from Seattle to San Diego, California, which was a higher market as far as cost of things. So we were going from a higher market, from a lower market to a higher market. Yeah. And then on half of the income, because now I decided to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
So anyways, that shook my world because I truly wanted to be a mom and to be with my children 100% of the time. But I found myself shrinking. And there was a lot of guilt and a lot of shame. Because I thought, Zil, this is what you wanted to do. You wanted to be a mother. You wanted to be with the kids. This is what you chose to do, right? And then I didn't have twins or triplets, but I had my first one, and 16 months later, I was delivering the second one. So I think in a sense, it's even more difficult than having twins because now you have a baby and a toddler, right? So it was tough. And I wanted to work. I wanted to go back. So I was in an eternal fight. And I found myself quieting my voice more and more and more. I found oh my gosh, I'm going to get so vulnerable and so emotional here. But I found myself loving that part of my life, but denying who I truly was. I was just denying who I truly was. The voice who called me to do things outside of being a mom and a wife and a housewife, right? Because I was doing all of the things. I was happy, but part of me was just so buffered, I was trying to push it away from me. And I stopped using my voice. I stopped being who I was. And I started saying yes to everything my husband wanted to do. So anyways, long story short, there was a time in my life where I couldn't be that anymore, that I had to re-embrace my voice again, and that I had to say, Zil, you can do both. Come on. You can be a mother and you can love on your children. You can be a wife and you can go back into entrepreneurship and do what you love. And that was my rebirth. That was my rebirth. Like I had no energy in the morning and just that thought, gosh, I can do it all again. Right? I was born again, truly. This is the only way I can put this. And now, fast forward several years, I find myself managing my teenage kids and my preteen and my business and my marriage and my church calling and friendships and community work. And yes, I can do it. I can do it. So how to all of this to answer your question on, my personality trait. I think if you're a doer and a visionary, yes, there might be a part and a period of your life where you are dormant.
Yeah.
But you are who you are. And you can only run away from your essence only for so long before you are pulled back into who you are. So today, don't ask me how I'm doing all of the things, because I really think it's mindset. I think I can, and then I do it.
Yeah.
But yes, that, circles back to who I truly am.
Yeah.
And, what my personality is.
Oh my gosh. I resonate with that so much, especially with the part of, it was my decision to say I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, and then realizing that's not really what I had in mind, but it took me choosing, being there, living through it, to then realizing and then feeling the guilt of, but I chose this. So what was I thinking? And then allowing myself to go through those feelings. So one thing that I do want to ask in terms of listening to yourself and picking yourself back up after those realizations, or even people, was there any kind of resistance from the people around you or from family when you had that realization and decided, no, I actually get to do both. I actually get to do all of it if I want to, because I am driven. Like, tell me more about the listening piece of you listening to your intuition. And I know you're a woman of faith, so listening to God's calling for your life, or even the people around you, were they supportive? Was there some resistance?
Yes, great question. So as the story goes, the people who you think are going to support you the most are the ones who don't.
Yep.
So I had that one friend, and she's my angel friend, who kept pushing me. And she kept saying, Zil, you were born for this. And back then it was coaching, because I was coaching her without being a coach.
Yeah.
Truly, like officially. And she's like, so she kept pushing me. And then the people, the main characters of my story, they were not supportive. They're like, no, you're going to lose yourself. No, you're getting too greedy. Or, yes, no. So yes, I got a lot of pushback from family. But then I had that one friend, and truly was that one friend.
Wow.
Who she knows how much influence she had in my life. But there was that one friend who kept me going, who helped, me keep my eyes focused on what I truly wanted to do, and to quiet my ears, to plug my ears to what, the main players in my life were telling me.
That's wonderful. Well, and this is the perfect segue into talking a little bit about forgiveness. I'm sure, especially since you're big on mindset, that there was some or a lot of forgiveness to be released for the people that expressed resistance. And even speaking into the business world, forgiveness at times for mentors, forgiveness for clients. Can you tell us more about what part forgiveness has played in this journey for you?
Yeah, so I think I've applied forgiveness, first of all, towards myself. Because it's tough, right? When you're trying to go towards your empowerment, and this is your sauce, right? This is your special sauce. When you're trying to go towards what empowers you, and there's a pull towards, taking you to that direction. And then there is a zone of disempowerment as well, which, pulls you back there. So there is a pull. And as you start walking towards empowerment, and you look back into those things that were so comfortable for you, but disempowered you, you get confused.
Yeah.
And then I think you have to forgive yourself for staying in that zone for too much, the zone of disempowerment. Or sometimes forgive yourself for giving the extra hour to your business when, gosh, you could have spend that time with your husband. Right. So first of all, I had to understand my journey and to forgive myself for the choices that maybe my brain was telling me I should not be making. But deep inside in my heart and in my alignment with God, I knew were the right things to do. And then for the people, up to today, I look back and I think, they were supposed to do just what they did. They loved me. They loved me. They saw that Zil, who, yes, was a higher achiever, but now she had a simple life, in a sense, right? She was being cared for. We took beautiful, amazing trips. And if you were my Facebook friend through, all of those years where I was a stay-at-home mom, you thought I lived in paradise because, we took all the private flights. My husband is a pilot. So looking into my life, you might have thought, why you're gonna live all of this to jump into something that is so unpredictable. So I look at those people and I get them. Whatever resistance they had was out of love because they thought they knew what was best for me. And, there is no grudges to be held.
Right. Oh, that's so beautiful. And that I think I really believe that's the path to true forgiveness, is when we're able to find gratitude for the things that people did to us, even if it seemed negative. If we're able to find the positive ripples, either the positive intentions that they had or the positives that came out of the situation, that's when you're actually able to forgive people, forgive yourself. That's beautiful. Well, let's talk about empowerment. You've been talking about empowerment already, and you know that's a favorite topic of mine. What are some of your favorite milestones, achievements in this journey? It could be personal or as a part of your business. I'd love to hear
it. Yes, absolutely. So, interesting enough, when I first started, everything empowered me, every little thing. So I started getting people coming out of the woods into my text messages, just saying, "Oh, I see you. I see what you're doing," and it's amazing. Mm-hmm. Even if they were not saying, "Oh, I want to work with you," every little text gave me the reassurance and empowerment to keep going. And I remember just getting the simplest text and thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is incredible," and just feeling that power. And then I went on and I was able to be in front of the camera. And that's also, thanks to you. You're so, like in our group, you're like, you have to be seen. Mm-hmm. You have to be seen, right? So I remember that message that you had that's all Marta talked about. You have to be seen. At least it sounded like you're pushing all of us to be seen. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get on camera. This is crazy, right? So I started doing Facebook Lives and people started to come and they were there week after week and they were in my DMs. That empowered me. It was safe to be seen and it was safe to coach. So I remember my first paying client. I was like, someone is paying me for this. Incredible, right? And then when I went on to pay big bucks for my first certification and knowing that my business was providing the money for that was amazing. So there were so many milestones. And after you finish with a client and you see that the client had a breakthrough, and then you get a message later saying, Zil, that was life-changing. All of those little things and big things, everything empowers you. And here's the secret, Marta. And for everybody who's listening to us right now, listen up. The empowerment comes from where your focus is.
Yeah.
All right? Because you're listening to my story now, the way I'm telling you this story. But there's the other side, right? Maybe there were days and even weeks where nobody reached out. But my brain is not looking at that. Right. My brain is focused on that one text or that few DMs, or that one paid client. So empowerment, ladies, comes from, first of all, where your focus goes and the story you're telling yourself and what you're deciding to hold on to. So it's in your power to be empowered. And what I've learned from Marta a lot, especially within the school, is that who are you hanging out with, right? And I remember you put a post up maybe 2 weeks ago, and you said, "Hey, ladies, who have you met? Who have you connected in person?" And I had connected with beautiful Bella. I love that lady. And I'm like, Bella and I connected in person. So people that you choose to be close to you, you're going to be feeding off of their energy, right? So choose those people as well. Choose what you're thinking. Choose what you want to focus on. Choose who you hang out with. And choose your coach. Choose a powerful mentor, a powerful coach that can also, help you to keep yourself into the empowered state.
Oh, that's so powerful. Thank you for that encouragement and for those valuable tips, which brings me to talking about transformation. It looks like you have gone through quite the transformation through the years with your business. And if you want to touch on that a little bit, how you've transformed, I would love to hear it. And the other side of it is to some client stories if you're wanting to share. Obviously, you don't have to mention names, but some of the ones that have really stuck with you that, like you said, you were able to facilitate that breakthrough. And there's no greater feeling as a coach, I know. It's so rewarding to know that you had a part in somebody's transformation. So share with us.
Yes, thank you so much. So my transformation, let me give you 3 pointers. Okay. First transformation was the decision. That's a transformation itself.
Right.
I'm going to embrace what I truly want to create for my life. And I'm going to create it no matter what. So the decision was a huge transformation in itself. The second transformation I want to share is feeling safe to be seen, to share, and to drop self-judgment. Because I don't think I was ever a perfectionist, truly, but I had traits of perfectionism. I think all of us do. And that keeps us stuck. So this transformation was to drop that and to say, I'm going to show up as who I am. I don't care if, my accent is thick and if I have to, repeat myself, or if I, whatever, it's okay. It's safe to show up, and it's safe to be seen. And then third is, as you coach people, as you go through, your certifications, your mindset changes. So my mindset today is what I would point as my third transformation. Whatever crazy and delusional ideas that any of my clients might have and come to me with, my answer is, yes, it's possible. You think it's possible? Yes, absolutely. Because as spiritual beings, as children of a higher being, right? We have limitless power and capacity. And if you believe in it, the path opens up in front of you. And it's incredible. So that's about me, about my clients. Oh my goodness, where do I start? Truly. The first thing that came to my mind was a message I got from a client on Friday. And she said, Zil, we were coaching, she does MLM. And I told her, you have to sell higher ticket kits. Like, no. So she was selling, the $100 packages and $150. I'm like, why? Why do you believe that's all you can sell? For your money goals, she wanted to get to the next level. You have all of the effort that you're putting right now to sell $150 kits. If you put the same effort into selling higher ticket priced packages, kits, she sells kits, you make way more. You get to your goal. So there is a mindset shift that she had to embrace, that she could sell those higher priced kits. So I get a message from her on Friday saying, Zil, I sold my first $4,000 kit.
Wow.
And then I sold a $1,500 kit to another client. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Just like, thank you. And then, she went on and on and on how, my coaching helped her understand and see that it's pretty much the same effort.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's so true. Wow, that's a powerful story. I love that. And it's that shift that you facilitate and you help people so much with, because you've been doing it yourself. You've been shifting from the moment of that decision that you talked about, right? Oh my gosh, I'm feeling miserable. I'm dimming my light. I actually get to choose to feel differently. It's in my hands. That's amazing. I love it. Well, you've been talking about empowerment already, but I will ask you the burning question, my final question. What is an empowered woman then?
Yes. Wow. Okay. What's an empowered woman? An empowered woman is the one who listens to herself and to her intuition, first of all, before she goes out there for outside, not even questioning people, because sometimes we want our friends to tell us what to do, or our partners, and we're looking for answers outside ourselves. An empowered woman sits with herself, takes time to breathe, truly, and to see what she truly wants. And from that point on, she is the one who believes that she can, even though she doesn't know how the heck she's going to do it. Right? How am I going to? Doesn't matter. Listen to that voice, to that intuition. You were born for a big purpose. You have a mission here. All of us interacting as humans, we play an important part into making this world a better place, into helping each other. And you who are listening to this right now, you too have a mission.
Yes.
And you deep inside know what it is, or maybe don't have a lot of clarity, but there is a little nudge of, wow, this is my path. So listen to that voice and take the first step. Messy action is the best. An empowered woman just does, messy action.
Yes, that's
and keeps going until it gets more clear and, and align. And it does align eventually.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's so true. I love that. So the empowered woman listens to herself and the empowered woman takes messy action. Beautiful definitions. I love it. Well, tell us how people can reach out to you and work with you. I know you have a group program coming out. Tell us where you hang out the most. Give us the scoop.
Yes, I hang out on Instagram, guys. That's it. Instagram at Zil, Z as in zillionaire, I-L. Don't you love that?
Love it.
Eiler, E-I-L-E-R, Zil Eiler, Instagram. And right now, I have a couple one-on-one opening for coaching. And then I'm not going to do one-on-ones anymore. So if you want to find out what your mission is, what your contribution into the world needs to be, or if you need that empowerment, we can do this on a one-on-one container right now. And then in March, I am recruiting a group of powerful women to be together and to do this work together in a group setting. So you can DM me on Instagram and we can chat and then see what works best for you, for what you can accomplish and want to accomplish.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. This is such a powerful conversation, so encouraging. I'll make sure and add the links to the show notes so people can find you, connect with you, and see all the amazing work you've been up to. Thank you so much, Zil.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.